It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. This is going to be my death predictions for the first and probably the only season of The Ones Who Live. Now, of course, even though I am saying some of these characters are going to survive, it's unlikely that we're going to see them again anytime soon, especially if there are no more seasons of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. Let's start things off by looking at Major General Beal. In my opinion, even though Major General Beal is the big bad, I don't think that he's gonna be in the story after the first season. I think that they're probably gonna have the plot in such a way where he ends up getting killed by the end of the season, most likely by Rick. But it doesn't mean that the CRM is gonna be destroyed. I think someone else is just gonna take General Beal's position. But as far as the character is concerned, I think that he's probably gonna die. Next up, we have Lieutenant Donald Okafor of the CRM. If all of the teases are true that he has a key role, and if Major General Beal does in fact die, then I think it's entirely possible that Donald Okafor will become the new leader of the CRM, and he's gonna come back in the future when the CRM comes back into play in the story. So as far as this character is concerned, I think he's gonna stay alive and be the one that takes leadership of the CRM after Major General Beal. Next up, we have Pearl Thorne. Now, this is an interesting one because I think that she will end up getting killed by the end of the season, and I think it'll be punishment for what she does. And what she does is probably something along the lines of helping Rick and Michonne escape. And I have a prediction that Donald Okafor is going to be the one that gives the go-ahead to punish her and maybe even execute her because of what she's done. Next up, Jadis. Jadis is an interesting one too, but I think that her story is really kind of done if you think about it. The only way her story can continue is if she takes up the role that Okafor will have, like I talked about. So if she ends up taking leadership, that's the only reason why she might survive. Otherwise, she's probably a goner. And I think that it's extremely likely that she is a goner. And I think that Michonne is likely going to be the person that kills her. Next up, we have the man of the hour himself, Rick Grimes. There's no way he's going to die. He's going to live. Even though I don't think he's going to come back after this season for a long time again. But I do think that he's not just going to die by the end of the season. Next up, Michonne, same thing. I don't think Michonne is going to die. It doesn't make sense. Michonne and Rick are the main characters of the show. They are the ones keeping the story alive. So it's unlikely that they're going to die. Same thing with Negan and Maggie in Dead City and Daryl and Carol in the Daryl Dixon spinoff. None of them are going to die. They are the backbone of the universe going forward, and it's just a little too early to kill them off at this point. Next up, we have Nat. I have a feeling Nat is going to survive. I went back and forth with this one, but I landed on predicting that Nat is going to survive, and I think the reason for that is going to be so that he comes back around at some point and be the continuation of the story. Because if we just have Rick and Michonne from the survivor side, it's not quite as intriguing. You know what I mean? We've seen it over and over where the supporting cast just ends up getting killed by the end or are irrelevant by the end. This is especially true for Dead City, but also to an extent Daryl Dixon. But I think that in this case, they're probably going to do things slightly differently and build up this character to a point where fans are invested in the character and they're going to keep him around for a little bit. Next up, we have Bailey and Aiden, two people that are also in the caravan of survivors that Michonne found. They're in the same group as Nat, obviously, but in this case, I think both will die. If they really want to, they can have them die in a gruesome way by the CRM, maybe by Major General Beal or Okafor, or by orders from them, just so that we hate the CRM even more. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am interested to know your thoughts and opinions and predictions as well, so share that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.